So some of the people who are defending this teacher who had his female students take out his braids on TikTok Live, they're saying, y'all never had a cool teacher and it shows. This reminded me of the first time I was confronted with this idea of being a cool teacher. I was substitute teaching at a school, and there were two boys in the class that were doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing. And they knew that they weren't supposed to be doing it because when I saw them, one of the boys stopped, but the other boy was like, oh, don't worry, he's cool. And I remember thinking how manipulative that was because basically the student was testing me. He was saying, if you let us do this thing that we know we're not supposed to be doing, we're going to think that you're cool. You are going to be the cool teacher. However, if you stop us from doing it, then you're not cool. So, what are you going to do, sir? The choice is yours. And unfortunately, this is very much the relationship between students and teachers in many situations because a lot of the students, they don't want to be there. They're not really, thrilled about learning about science or math or English and doing these assignments and studying for tests and paying attention. They want to socialize. They want to be on their phones. They want to have fun. There's so many other things that they want to be doing. So when you are trying to get them and force them to do something that they don't want to do, they're not going to think that you're cool. But if you let them do things that they're not supposed to be doing, now all of a sudden you're cool. And I think some of us who have entered the field of education ourselves, we used to be some of those students. We used to be in school and we wanted to socialize and we didn't necessarily care or want to hear about, these different subjects and take these tests and do these assignments. So we have a level of empathy for the students. However, there is a clear difference between being a teacher and being a student. And you have to be able to actually be a teacher. It's great to have empathy for the students, but at the same time, they don't run the show. They don't set the morality. You do as the teacher. And there are clearly boundaries that need to be set. And unfortunately, sometimes you have to sacrifice being cool or being even friends with some of the students or getting along with them. But what I've found is that as long as you are respectful and you yourself, it's not the blind leading the blind, but you are standing upon the truth yourself and you're respectful, then that goes a much further way than just being friends, being cool with the students. Because deep down, a lot of them yearn for that sort of figure, that sort of authority figure that maybe they're going to give them tough love, but they're going to give them what they need, not necessarily what they want. And that's what teachers are there for. They are there to teach students what they need to learn. They're not there to be their friends. If they can also have a friendly relationship, then that's great. But the kids already have friends. Sometimes the issue seems to be the teachers don't want to grow up. The teachers don't want to accept the fact that I'm a teacher now. I had my time when I was in school and I was friends with teenagers back when I was a teenager and, things like that. But now I am a teacher. That's my job. That's what I'm getting paid for. And when parents send their children to me, that's what they expect me to do. To be a teacher, not to be their friend, not to be texting them, calling them besties and this and that. People find that very disturbing and rightly so.